Hello, welcome to the Bible for Life ministry. I'm Nick Crawley, and this month we're looking at Paul's letter to the Philippian church. He wrote this somewhere around AD 62, 63, while he was in prison in Rome, awaiting trial before Caesar. And in the letter he refers to Caesar's household and the imperial guard. Now, as with all scripture, it's vital to understand the context of the author and the people receiving the letter, and this is once again is especially true in this with this letter of Philippians. The church of Philippi was started by Paul in around about AD 49, when he crossed over from Turkey to the north of the Aegean Sea to an area called Macedonia, and where Philippi was situated. And you can read about the starting of the church in Acts 16. It's very dramatic, and it's clear from the letter here that ever since from the beginning, right the way through these 12, 13, 14 years, Paul has had this deep relationship of giving and receiving between the church and himself. Now, there's a particular event which has sparked the writing of this letter, and that is that the Philippians have heard that Paul is in prison. So what they do is they decide to send one of their key people, a fellow called Epaphroditus, across to look after Paul while he's in Rome awaiting trial. Epaphroditus comes across with some significant gifts, some money and gifts, and he serves Paul. But while he's there, he falls extremely ill and nearly dies. So Paul waits until he has recovered and then sends him back to Philippi with this letter. So first of all, this letter is very simply a thank you letter. Paul thanks the Philippian church for sending Epaphroditus to them and for their gift. But there's also something much deeper going on, because friendship was a very key concept in society in the Roman Empire. And there were certain letters called letters of friendship. And this letter follows the pattern of such letters. You expressed your interest in the other person, you tell them about your own affairs, you tell them about the intermediaries going between the two of you, and there's a certain tone to the letter. And if you look at Philippians, you can immediately see that this is the case here. All those details are present throughout. There's a great deal of warm affirmation between Paul and the Philippians, between the two parties involved. And what Paul does, because he's so brilliant at writing, is to use this structure as scaffolding for all that he wants to say. There are two other brief things to say by way of setting the context here. The first is that Philippians is very unique in that there's something very Roman about this letter. Paul, of course, he was Jewish, but he was a Roman citizen. And here he is in Rome, writing from Rome to a city which is in itself a Roman colony. There's something deeply Roman about the whole thing, and there's no other document in Scripture which has this feel, and Paul picks up on this at one or two places. And the second thing is that both Paul and the Philippian church are undergoing persecution, and this is a strong theme throughout.